And we're live.
I have
But hey, I read a story about a guy who plugged the space station with his thumb because there was a hole in it, and I didn't know that was possible either. But I don't know anything about space, so
did you?
Kind of
Here's
thing.
what I didn't know until that incident. If you guys are unfamiliar, probably Kyle heard of it, but the Russian space station got a hole in it. Actually, what it turned out to be is someone drilled a hole in it, and you saying that's not the case?
I don't believe the fucking Russians.
Well, this was on the International Space Station on the Russian side, right?
Yeah.
I think Taylor's right. And they showed the hole, and it's pretty clear to anyone who's ever drilled in metal what happened here. The hole is a perfect little circle the size of a drill bit, and there's like sort of telltale. If you've ever like scooted a moving drill bit across metal, it leaves a certain pattern scratch mark thing, and that was next to it. And it's just like, oh, well, freaking obviously someone drilled a hole in that, perhaps by accident. And the people on the ground noticed that the oxygen was dropping. It was kind of a non-crisis, I suppose. And someone put their thumb on it, and then eventually they repaired it with like epoxy and something else. And there you have it.
Interesting.
What I didn't know, I always imagined that if there was a hole in something in space, you got sucked out of it like crazy.
I did too.
Yeah. Every movie ever, they just like, they're grabbing like, they're holding onto the walls, feet getting pulled towards it, etc. And the guy just plugs it with his thumb until someone finds, bubble gum.
Yeah.
It turns out the pressure inside a space station is like 1 atmosphere.
8 psi or something.
Yeah, 8 psi, something like that. The same pressure that we have around us all the time. It's now underwater, you get some serious pressure, but they only pressurize it to 1 atmosphere. And outside, it's pressurized to 0 atmosphere. It's not, because it's exponentially, it's not a lot different than being on top of a mountain or something. Like, it's just low pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not that crazy. I learned that from some Neil deGrasse Tyson thing or something I watched a while back. So I knew that already. But in the movie Alien Resurrection, there's a part where she flicks some of her acidic blood under the window behind the monster, and it gets stuck to that hole, and the hole's like the size of a quarter, and rapidly it is sucked through the hole, like sort of like inside out. So, like at first it breaks the skin, and then it sucks all the innards through it, and they're just spraying into space as the monsters are going like suffering horribly. And I remember thinking like that might be the worst. That's one of the worst ways to go. That this magical hypothetical alien space death seems excruciatingly painful, because it took like a minute or something to kill the thing. It took forever.
Oh, I mean, like if the hole's big enough, you're gonna die pretty quick.
It's not actually. That was another thing that's kind of surprising. They made it. I've always thought that if you went into space, like it was just like an instant death ruining thing. It's apparently not that insane to like be in space.
To be out there.
I mean, you can't breathe anything. And
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, but I always thought like your eyes instantly popped out and left your sockets, and like crazy things happened. I don't think
your blood boils.
I've never seen anybody do it. I've heard like as soon as you're out there in space, like free floating, if you don't blow if you don't have all the air out of your lungs when you get out there, it'll do some science shit and
remember Event Horizon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene in Event Horizon is pretty rough. Yeah, where you get depressurized.
That stressed me out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that made me I don't ever want to go to space.
Nah, space is scary.
Not like that's on my, table.
Hey, it might be. Elon Musk is just making all kinds of things happening. I saw he tweeted out the 2020 Roadster, fastest production car in the world. It's like 0 to 60 in 1.4 seconds or something like that. Something insane. Things looks incredible. You okay there? What happened, Woody?
Autoplay shocked the fuck out of me. I still don't know why it autoplayed. So I was looking up what happens to a body in space. And if you're a listener
did you get electrocuted or surprised?
Surprised.
Okay.
But I know it looked like electrocuted.
Yeah.
It's a long article, but what exactly does happen? Do your eyes explode outward while your blood evaporates? The truth is less dramatic and more fascinating. And it says the first thing you'll notice is the lack of air. You wouldn't lose consciousness right away. It could take 15 seconds as your body used up the remaining oxygen from your bloodstream. If you don't hold your breath, you could survive.
Trying to get air.
Oh, and if you don't hold your breath, you could perhaps survive for as long as 2 minutes without permanent injury.
Cool.
Wow. I
Yeah.
can't wait for the first guy to break that record.
Oh man. Some of the Russian space stuff is really scary when you like start learning about like this, the way they beat us in the space, all those space races where they didn't have the safety issues that we did. Like we were concerned with our astronauts. We were concerned even with our dogs that we were sitting up there or whatever, and they just didn't give a fuck. So like a lot of people apparently just got burnt up, and they never mentioned it. They were just like, they would only let you in. They told you about their successes and none of their failures. NASA is like, hey, tomorrow, get this, guys. Like, come on, get the cameras around. Yeah, everybody. We're going to launch this gigantic rocket with 4 guys in it. Oh, they're burning alive. They're all burning alive. Oh, God. Oh,
it
God.
is a dangerous job.
They couldn't get out because we made the door funny. Shit. like that's how NASA works. That literally happened, right? With I don't remember which one it was, but the astronauts all burnt alive inside the thing.
Sergey, how did the mission 7 go yesterday? What mission 7?
It goes from 6 to 8.
Yeah. 6 to 8. Yeah. Sputnik 31. It's like, oh, okay, made it.
We randomize the numbers. Pay no attention.
Yeah, no. It's like the way they'll do like military groups where they'll be like, all right, this is the 91st Marines. It's like, does that mean there's 90 other ones at least out there? Like,
yeah, SEAL Team 6 is like that. They call it SEAL Team 6 so that like the enemies all thought, holy shit, they got 6 groups of these bad motherfuckers? 6 of those?
At least. We don't know if there's 7.
I don't remember how many there are in reality, like 2 or 3 or something like that. Whatever.
Oh, how lame of them to tell us.
Not 6, right?